Your body is inside of your spirit. I know that we're in the habit of thinking the other way around. Your spirit is inside of your body. The problem with that really is that it leads you to identify yourself as your body. I am my body. I am only my body. I am full-time my body. There's nothing else but my body. My spirit is trapped inside of my body, and when I die, my spirit will be liberated. Allow me to present to you a different visual here. What if your spirit is boundless? It's massive, it has no borders, and it couldn't possibly be contained in your body. What if your spirit is in the realm of consciousness? And what if this consciousness decided to play in the realm of energy and thoughts? And from there, it decided that it wanted to create something. So your spirit it came down and solidified into form, and it created your body. And your body is a tiny part of your spirit. The vast majority of you continues to remain in the spirit form, whether it's easier for you to visualize spirit or consciousness or even energy. The vast majority of you is that. And this little portion of you has solidified into physical form and is living in the physical world. A visual that works for me is like an iceberg. So you know that the iceberg, there's like the little tip at the top, right? And when a boat comes by, it's like, oh, there's an iceberg. And everything above the water, you can consider it as this world. That's where we live. And we interact with each other and the parts of each other that we can see above the water. So you, after a while, will start to think that I am this little iceberg at the top of the water. But the truth is that underneath the water, there's this massive, massive body that is so much bigger than what shows above the water. And that is what is you. That is you. You can say you're both, but the truth is there's only one thing. You are that one thing, but that one thing has a piece of itself in the physical world. Why is this important? Okay, it's important because keeping with the metaphor of the iceberg here, what keeps you afloat is that big mass. What truly interacts with others is that big mass, right? What sustains you is that big mass. So thinking of ourselves as spirit first, or realizing that the majority of you is still in the spirit form, you realize that you're not merely a limited three-dimensional physical being with 5 senses and 7 chakras. You're not only a physical being, right? You are sustained and supported and guided and fueled and protected by the rest of your being. The rest of your being is not even an inch away. The rest of your being is not even separate from you. The rest of your being is you and is constantly and perpetually keeping an eye on you, guiding you, protecting you, whatever you want to call it, right? So this is what I call the higher self. A lot of my earlier teachings came from Dolores Cannon, so I still use her vocabulary, the higher self. Some people will call it spirit, your inner self, whatever. There's whatever culture or tradition you come from, there's a word for that. But what I want to tell you is that, first of all, you're not merely physical. You're not only physical. Secondly, the vast majority of you exists in a plane that is more powerful, and it is the causal plane. So what does this spirit world experience look like? Okay, so let's just use numbers here. 10% of you is physical, 90% of you is spirit. Spirit is a world where there is no time. Spirit is a world where there are no boundaries between one person and another. Spirit is the world where it is the causal world. It is the world that causes this world. It is the world that decides to create this world. So the vast majority of you exists in that world. 10% of you exist in this physical world, walking around experiencing physicality, and the other 90% is existing in the world where everything is possible, and where limitations don't exist in the way that the little 10% of you thinks it does, right? And why is that important? Well, it's important for many reasons. The simple level is that when you feel trapped, when you feel limited as this little tiny physical being, you can remember that there's actually this huge, massive presence, this other part of you that is hugely powerful, that is unlimited, and that is wise and all-knowing and all-capable, that is with you at all times. So you can turn to that for guidance, for support, for healing, for help, for whatever. You can turn to that. But the really powerful reason why it's important to remember this is that when you think that you are only the body, then you have limited yourself. You have forgotten this big thing. And more specifically, you might in theory understand that there's a thing called the body and a thing called the spirit, but what you're creating is two things. You are creating a false duality. Going back to our metaphor of the big iceberg with the little tiny peak, there are not two icebergs. There is not the physical iceberg, the above water iceberg, and then the below water iceberg. There is one iceberg. When you create this false duality, you are creating a whole world of problems. You're creating the sense of separation, the sense of aloneness, the sense of death, the sense of grief, the sense of powerlessness, the sense that your physical body is the most important thing in the world, that your physical existence is the most important thing in the world, the belief that if you want to change anything, you should change things in the physical world. Whereas the truth is, you can only really change things. The physical world is manifested post the spiritual world, the energy world, the consciousness world. So you're putting all of your effort, your well-intended hard effort, in the wrong place. So when all of your attention is on the physical world and the physical being and the physical part of you, not only are you living in a delusion, but you have forgotten the real you, and you have completely disempowered yourself by putting all of your power into a limited, tiny thing that is already made, and that is, I don't know how to describe it more than to say it's post. It is post. The spirit is now and creating, and it creates the body, but the body's already been made. There's no reason to put focus on that. Okay? I hope this is helpful to you. I will do this again with a better diagram, but I just wanted to throw out that idea and see if you guys are even interested in this concept. If this concept is clear to you, let me know. I can draw a diagram or whatever. I will also create meditations, and I will link them at the end of this video, or you can just check my channel and see what videos I have, because I want you to be aware of the full scope of who you are. So I will do meditations on connecting to this higher self. I will do meditations on realizing the different parts of your body and that it is influenced by the spirit part of you. I will do meditations to help you calm the thought streams in your mind so that you can hear the guidance from your higher self. I will do all of that. I will post some links at the end of this video, or you can just search through the channel. So again, thank you all for your support. I really appreciate all of your kind comments. I am new to this. I am evolving the channel. I'm evolving my style, my voice, my presentation style. I appreciate your patience with this. I really, really, really appreciate your comments. Please let me know what you thought of this, the content, the style, the presentation, everything. If it makes sense, if you want to know more, if you have a question, let me know. And please subscribe. It means a lot and it helps a lot. And please like the video. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.